Approximately 144.9 million, representing 95% of American workers, is the staggering number of workers expressing their intention to switch jobs in 2024.
Just 45% of people are satisfied in their job these days. That's the lowest number in 2 decades.
The American workplace needs to change to better support the emotional and physical well-being of employees.
The average tenure of workers in their jobs has been declining over the last decade, with a current average of just 4.1 years.
Americans are leaving their jobs in droves.
Employees at this Nebraska Burger King telling customers, we all quit.
How many people are still looking for a job, even if they have one? 21% are actively looking, 29% are considering looking. Why are people still sort of so antsy in their positions?
Sky-high inflation and continual interest rate hikes have made it necessary for American workers to seek higher incomes to cover living costs.
Some companies are offering promotions without a raise. I'm sure many of you have heard of this. It's so-called a dry promotion.
When unemployment is low, wages increase, but that's not happening right now. The wage stagnation is worrying some economists.
Working-age Americans are struggling to pay for health care, even if they have insurance.
Moreover, in 2024, those who changed jobs, on average, saw an increase in their salary compared to those who did not, prompting Americans to question whether to stay in their current jobs. So, how long should you stay at your job, and what should you consider when making this decision? The labor landscape in the United States during 2024 shows a marked trend towards job mobility, with an impressive 95% of American workers intending to seek new professional horizons within the year. This inclination reflects not only a desire for change, but also underscores a palpable economic need. 45% of workers indicated the need for higher income, highlighting economic pressure and the pursuit of salary improvements as crucial factors behind the decision to switch jobs.
There is a missing piece in the nation's so-called labor shortage, and that is rising pay.
According to new CBS News polling, most Americans, about 60%, still think the economy is struggling. That's despite many economic indicators suggesting the economy is rebounding.
An analysis of salary trends reveals that changing jobs is an effective strategy to accelerate wage growth. According to data from February 2024, individuals who maintained their job position for more than 3 months experienced an annual wage increase of 5.1%. In contrast, those who decided to switch jobs saw a higher increase of 5.9%. These percentages not only illustrate the economic advantage of changing jobs, but also highlight the dynamics of the labor market, where mobility can translate into direct economic benefits.
Fresh data reveals the gap between what people are earning when they jump jobs versus what they earn when they stay put.
Workers who stay with a company longer than 2 years are said to get paid 50% less. And job hoppers are believed to have a higher learning curve, be higher performers, and even be more loyal.
The average wage expectation for those expecting new job offers is more than $67,000, up 11% from last July.
The average tenure of workers in their jobs varies significantly across different sectors and educational levels. For example, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, public sector workers tend to stay longer, with an average of 6.7 years, compared to just 3.8 years in the private sector. Additionally, those with a doctoral degree have an average tenure of 5.5 years, while those without a diploma have an average of 4.5 years.
If you're a millennial, it's apparently a good idea to switch jobs every 3 years. That's according to some CEOs, some higher-ups in big companies, especially tech companies, that don't believe it's necessarily a good idea for you to pick a company and stay with them till you're ready to retire.
For the last 3 years, millions of Americans have changed their work life. For many, that meant a remote or hybrid job. And for some, it meant throwing out the 9-to-5 altogether.
Job burnout is another significant factor. In fact, a study revealed that more than 50% of American workers experience at least moderate levels of job burnout, and approximately 47% believe that work is a significant source of stress.
The World Health Organization's decision to classify burnout as a syndrome.
The American workplace needs to change to better support the emotional and physical well-being of employees.
79% of workers experienced job-related stress in the past month.
An important factor in the decision to stay in a position is the quality of leadership and management. Around 82% of workers have considered leaving their job due to bad experiences with management, and 31% would like better communication from their supervisors. Facing this labor landscape, companies have had to implement benefits and promotion opportunities for workers to increase retention. Research shows that the overall well-being of employees is strongly linked to lower turnover, with some companies able to maintain turnover rates as low as 4%.
U.S. employees might see a bump in their salaries next year.
Businesses were actually raising pay to incentivize workers.
Some companies use it to boost their bottom lines.
Flexibility and work-life balance are also significant factors for American workers when changing jobs. 73% of remote workers state they would look for a new job if their company required a mandatory return to the office, highlighting the importance of maintaining flexible work options. Meanwhile, 39% of employees would prefer more flexibility in their working hours, showing a preference for adaptability over a salary increase.
More and more businesses are bringing employees back to the office, but not everyone is rushing back to their desks.
It does not mean employees are ready or willing to return.
Some hybrid workers would rather leave their jobs and give up flexible schedules.
The duration of tenure in a job is also significantly influenced by age. Between 2002 and 2024, workers aged 20 to 24 tended to stay in their jobs for less than a year and a half, while average tenure increases with age. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics indicates that American adults born between 1957 and 1964 held, on average, 12.7 jobs between the ages of 18 and 56. This data reveals a trend of frequent job changes, especially in the early stages of a career.
About 80% of Americans are currently either really dissatisfied, strongly dissatisfied, or just dissatisfied with the job. I think the economy is definitely a key driver, although if you look at the data for the past sort of 5 to 10 years back, no matter whether we're in an uptick or a downtick, people just tend to stay in jobs that they hate.
Professional development and growth opportunities are essential to keep employees motivated and committed in the long term. Companies that invest in training and career advancement not only enhance their employees' skills, but also strengthen their commitment and loyalty to the company. Employee retention strategies must be holistic and adaptive to effectively respond to the expectations of an ever-evolving labor market. By implementing flexible work policies, recognition, fair compensation, and professional development, companies can not only reduce turnover, but also build a more committed and productive workforce. Keeping employees satisfied and motivated is undoubtedly an essential component of business success in the 21st century. At Economy Media, your opinion matters to us. Subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments below.